Got quite the full cart, huh? You got a shovel and a tarp and some duct tape and a saw.
Where do you keep your bleach?
I think we're actually out of bleach.
In Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, the character Jeff is spying on a couple across the courtyard of his apartment complex, convinced one of them has killed the other. But while the focus is on that couple, in the corner of the frame we see a lonely woman in despair, only to be comforted and revived upon hearing the beautiful music her neighbor is playing, showing that despite the main focus being elsewhere, what happens in the background can be just as rich and dynamic.
You've got to get me out of here. 6 weeks sitting in a 2-room apartment with nothing to do but look out the window at the neighbors.
Hitchcock became a master of this technique, becoming known for the small details hidden in every frame. But background significance can play just as well, if not better, on the small screen. In Mad Men, a riding lawnmower is initially just one of the several office party props playing out in the background. That is, until it runs over the executive's foot. Few comedies, however, do it with such universal payoff as Superstore.
Excuse me. I need to return a plastic tarp. When I opened it up, it had blood on it.
Do you have a receipt?
Forget about Amy and Jonah because today we're bringing the Superstore background up close, front and center. When creating a sitcom, what occupational settings work best to showcase characters, fostering interesting yet relatable situations, and create memorable episodes? The classic sitcom Cheers proves that a bar is a great setting for this. You have the whole cast in one room, a mix of regulars, occasional visitors, one-offs, and background characters. But while everyone knows what a neighborhood bar is, not everyone relates to a neighborhood bar setting, thus not universally relatable.
Hey, Norm.
Hey, girl. How's the kids?
2 of them are ugly, one's obnoxious, and one's just stupid. He's my favorite.
Fast forward a couple decades, and The Office became one of the most beloved sitcoms of the 2000s. The setting is purposefully bland so it doesn't distract from the characters and stories. The open cubicle layout is great for full cast engagement. It's the epitome of the 9-to-5 job.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
In Superstore, Cloud9 is the perfect setting because almost everyone goes to big box stores or has at least been to one. There's constant engagement between the customers and staff, unlike The Office, which relies more on interpersonal storylines and jokes exacerbated by the contained setting. It's a perfect playground with props galore, anyone and everyone is welcome, and while there are regular store hours, there is plenty of before and after hours time where employees are still working and engaging with deliveries, custodians, or other outside work people.
This is our store manager, Glenn Sturgis.
Hello, welcome to meeting me. Oh, you're a pretty little kitty, aren't you?
What?
And while the store is huge, there are always nooks and crannies for the characters to tuck away for more personal conversations. What Superstore excels at is making mini stories out of what could just be a running gag playing out in the background.
Over in Patio Furniture, we're gonna have a little... My bad, y'all.
In the episode Mannequin from season 1, a man is fully engaged in a text message while sitting on a display toilet and presumably looks as if he's using it. No one makes a fuss or even pays much attention to him as he goes about his business while doing his business. This beat reminds the audience that Cloud9 is a public space where the public can come in and do just about anything at any point.
Customer Safari. And as you can see, I got 35 categories on the board.
Why is blowing nose and towels worth more than Juggalo?
Because Juggalos aren't as rare. ICP just played St. Louis.
It was fun. It's a real community.
But when customers aren't misusing merchandise, sometimes they may not fully understand the store items or just the store itself, as seen in the season 3 premiere when a customer runs into a fake aisle display, mistaking it for a real aisle, then nonchalantly continues on her way hoping nobody sees. Superstore uses the background employees as part of their stories, elevating the main cast while making memorable moments of their own. A frequent example of this is Myrtle, one of the oldest floor employees whose age and veteran status is the source of several memorable moments.
When then people were tougher than they are now. You can't even call someone a even if they're being one.
When the Cloud9 employees have to participate in an Olympics-themed opening ceremony, Myrtle is supposed to symbolically carry the torch, but instead grabs a garden torch and proceeds to light the store items on fire. Some of the background or non-sequitur beats aren't played just for laughs though. There might be a creepy moment, a celebrity Easter egg, or even a touching display of affection. All of it makes the moments feel more random and unpredictable, just as they are in real life. One might think that the out-of-nowhere interstitials featuring sometimes non-speaking and unnamed characters would take away from the show, distracting the audience from what really matters, the storyline or our main characters. But Superstore actually used them, however, in a way that purely added to the show, increasing its joke density without the screen time real estate of needing to set it all up. One show that is notorious for its reliance on random cutaways and tangential bits is Family Guy. Already a vastly different show from Superstore, Family Guy is a good example of how some sitcoms could use background characters and random cutaways differently. There's usually a setup, then a quick cut to a parody or something absurd or shocking, before quickly returning to the main storyline where the characters are unaffected and completely unaware of what the audience just saw.
I've missed too many other opportunities.
There he is.
Took you long enough. Just what we need. Hey, guys, I'm coming in. Oh, God.
These characters are often disposable, merely serving as tools for a punchline. These sort of cutaways take up time, which means fewer minutes on screen, building what actually matters.
Peter, this is a little strange.
No stranger than when Darth Vader was a meter maid.
Oh, come on, man. Cut me a break. I was only in there for like 5 minutes.
I already started writing the ticket.
Superstore, on the other hand, doesn't want to pull the audience out of a scene, away from the main story, but instead works to fill out the world in real time. These moments take place in the same world at the same time as the story and characters. And even though sometimes the main Cloud9 employees don't acknowledge them, these beats still shape our understanding of the world. Thus, the jokes come from the story rather than interrupting it. These weird goings-on are part of the place the workers deal with every day, and because they're in the Cloud9 world, they only add to the core of the show. But how would Superstore compare to another workplace sitcom? Brooklyn Nine-Nine is more similar to Superstore in that these side jokes take place in the same world as the story, which keeps the focus on the main characters. Because much of that humor is tied to the precinct staff, however, it doesn't always enrich the environment in the same way. Superstore feels whole in that even the minutia of a lady checking out a mannequin's crotch under a bathing suit adds texture and color to the show with a laugh, almost without the audience realizing it.
Attention Cloud9 shoppers, apparently Black Friday has begun. From all of us here at Cloud9, have a great purge.
Parks and Recreation is another sitcom revolving around a medial workplace where the characters exist not only at work, but out in the real world as well. The show features nuanced characters and stories with heart similar to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but while both shows often tap the background well for funny bits, Parks and Rec reuses these characters, making callbacks and reoccurring townsfolk integral in the DNA of the show. In Superstore, the obscure and random people and their actions mirror the unpredictability of life, demonstrating that while the show focuses on a handful of people and their day-to-day lives, every person in that store could have a full story arc, or at least a reoccurring bit. As a result, the audience becomes more invested in the show.
Could I say a few words?
Okay.
Screw management.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of Superstore's background aside from portraying a big box store as it operates? Superstore's background elevates the show by conveying the theme of the episode and series in mini vignettes, showing the indignities of retail work or the absurdity of consumer culture. By doing so, they make the show seem socially observant, not just silly for the sake of a laugh. The show is funny because it examines and exaggerates reality, but the reality and honesty underneath the joke is recognizable, and it's what makes the show special.
Aggressively patriotic t-shirt. Oh yeah.
Love this land or I'll bury you in it. Wow. 50 points.
With network sitcoms usually running between 21 and 23 minutes per episode, every second counts. While getting a laugh is obviously important, when that laugh is earned as a result of extensive thought and attention to the world of the show, it does more than simply fill time. It tells us that Cloud9 is not just a backdrop for Amy and Jonah, but a living organism filled with strange customers, exhausted workers, corporate nonsense, small victories, and private moments happening all at once. That is what makes Superstore's use of background characters so effective.
There is someone over there that I really don't think should be allowed to own a gun.
Well, I mean, you're allowed to deny him service, but only if you think he's actually dangerous. Yeah, maybe no gun for him.
So, what background character or side story do you want to see in a spinoff? Let us know in the comments. Click like if you thought this episode was super, and please subscribe to Nerdstalgic if you want more videos like this.